How's it going, everyone? Pack here with another review for you guys. Since last week, one of my favorite Netflix series of all time dropped a second season, I thought it was about time to give it a watch through and maybe pump out a review if I liked it enough. So, starting right out, Aziz Ansari's Master of None stars the Parks and Rec star as Dev Shah, who's an aspiring actor who basically the show just goes on to explore how modern life in New York City works as far as romance, how technology has shaped our social interactions, and basically just chronicles Dev as he goes job searching, romance searching, and just how he interacts with his friends in order to see if our modern world as a whole are taking steps forward or backward. So starting off, what I love about this show is its unique brand of humor. Ever since I saw Aziz Ansari on Parks and Recreation a couple years back, I was like, I like this guy. He is a great comedian. Just how he times his jokes. He has great comedic timing. I love his facial expressions, his various impressions. I was like, I like this guy as a comedian. I hope he sticks around for a couple more years. He goes on to make Master of None Season 1. He goes on to host SNL a couple months back. And he goes on to pump out a second season, which I obviously so far am a huge fan of. So, his unique brand of humor is what really sticks out with this show. What makes his humor work so well is how sharply the dialogue is written between the characters. The humor feels so real because the script is so sharp. So a lot of the times he'll just be talking with a friend in the bar, talking about something he's going through, or talk about a trendy topic, and him and his friends will be bouncing jokes off each other like they've been doing this all day. I feel like Aziz Ansari just maybe cast his friends and the script was super flexible and they said, let's talk about this and see what's going on. The interactions feel so real, and that's why the best jokes when they come out, some of them are just like, okay, Aziz is just being Aziz because he's a funny guy, but others it's like, yes, that is so funny because people really do act like that. People do really talk like that, and the awkwardness is a huge part of the humor in this show as far as social interactions, and Aziz nails it with his great writing and just pure spectacle of showing these are how people work nowadays, for better or for worse. The second thing I love about this show, as I've already alluded to, is it's a very unique, I think this show is a case study in modern psychology and modern sociology. Everything the show focuses on, from romance to eating to diversity, all these, to acceptance with parents, to immigration and how that shapes the second generations. All these topics are so socially relevant, and Aziz does such a great job sticking up for the little guy in his writing. When he's covering these heavy, important topics, he doesn't just like give a perspective that completely shuns another worldview or perspective, but he focuses on so many people that live so many different lives. There's an episode I can think of right off the bat in season 2 where the whole episode is following various people just living their everyday lives in New York. One is a hotel clerk. The other is a completely deaf woman who's complaining about her life with her boyfriend. The other are just immigrants from the Dominican Republic, French-speaking immigrants trying to find a life in New York. And the way the episode, I almost called it a movie because it's shot very well, by the way. The way it's all shot and put together, it focuses on their lives, not just like they're a stereotype, but they're actually coherent, well-written characters. No extra in this show, in this series. No extra feels like they were just written in there. Everyone has a place, and I really appreciate how well the casting was. The third thing I love about this show is its diverse, non-archetypal cast. Okay, so Dev has this trademark group of friends that he normally gets together with. He either coach him on his relationship advice or ask him out if he should try to take this new gig for an acting thing. And there are a couple moments in the first season where I was like, okay, are they just written in there so we can say, this is our trademark Asian character, this is our token LGBTQ character? No, although I thought that was a possibility, the more the series went on, the more I realized, wow, these people have characters. These people are written coherently as characters first, and the things about their identity are very much a part of them, but you can tell they're characters first, which I really appreciate. Specifically in the second season, where there's an episode on Thanksgiving. The second season is a lot more heavy on the backstory as far as how Dev grew up to be who he is. And there's this one episode where they show him going to Thanksgiving with his black friend and his black friend's family every year. And it shows just how it's written so well, and it shows just how his black friend grew to have the sexuality she did. And those were the moments where I was like, yes, she's not just a token LGBTQ character. She has a story, and I feel like I'm watching actual people interact as I'm watching this, which was awesome. Another thing I love about this show is just how well it's aesthetically presented. The visuals, there are several flashback sequences and hypothetical situations that are shot noir style, especially the first episode of season 2. The whole episode is in black and white. The whole episode is noir, and it was a blast to watch. I loved it. Another thing, as far as aesthetically, if that counts, is the soundtrack. Okay, the soundtrack of the show is so diverse. It has several, it doesn't have a lot of poppy tunes. It has a lot of, it kind of reminded me of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies in a sense, because it has a lot of throwbacks from the 70s and 80s, and every time the opening credits came on, I found myself, even if I'd never seen the episode before, I found myself just, bopping my head to the soundtrack or whatever song that's being played. So yeah, as far as Aziz Ansari, his beautiful, well-written script, his poignant humor, his accurate social interactions, they're all based on, I can't stress how well enough they are all based on his book, great read, by the way, his book entitled Modern Romance, and it's all about how technology has shaped our interactions with each other and how we find love, because relationships is a huge part of this show, thematically, and just how the story unfolds, and it's just so entertaining to watch. You can see, wow, this guy is very funny, he's smart, he's well thought out, just like his book. His series reflects his book so well, so having both seen the show and read the book, I can definitely recommend both as a great time. Guys, Master of None is beautifully written, it's so socially relevant, and is gosh darn entertaining. I'm going to give Master of None a masterful 5 out of 5 stars. Okay guys, I'm Pac. Thanks so much for hearing my perspective, and I'm out for now.